All right, we are live with our wellness mapping party. My name is Jen O'Sullivan, and I am going to share with you something super fun. I hope that this helps illuminate and enlighten you on your own wellness journey. I feel like one of the biggest problems is people's confusion surrounding what supplements to take, what oils should you be using, how do you get well? Because amidst all of the kind of drama going on in the world, I think there's a lot of people shouting at us saying, you need to be using this, you need to be using this. There's a new study out that shows that this is what's beneficial. So, you start kind of adding things, and then lo and behold, you're taking so many supplements and you're not feeling great and you can't figure out why. And mostly it's your liver having a hard time. So today we're going to talk about some different things and give you some answers to some different things, but I want to dive into the test first. So we are going to be doing the wellness mapping trial test, which is a really good conclusive test for most people because it's the top 10 questions that most people ask. They say, I need help with this. I'm feeling anxious all the time. That's like a common question. There's several questions on here that you will probably say, yeah, I need help with that. Some of you are like in perfect health and you think like, I need nothing. So just, know that the full test there's 64 main questions and 25 food allergy questions, digestive enzyme questions. So it's, I think, close to 90 questions. It's 89 questions right now on the full test. This one, we're just covering the top 10. The other thing that's really great about the full test, though, is it gives you the customization ability to get a full, complete schedule. So that's another really big question of, okay, these are supplements I should be taking, but when am I supposed to be taking them? So that's what's nice about the full test. If you end up just deciding to take that, that's going to give you that customization. Okay, before we get started, because whenever I'm doing these, my mouth is always dry and I'm talking too much. I've got a glass of ice here and I'm going to show you how to make Patty's Mineral Essence Mineral Magic Drink. So this is Mineral Essence. We are highly minerally depleted. I don't know if that will like focus out there. There we go, Mineral Essence. And Mineral Essence is not your normal mineral supplement. It is ionic minerals, which are highly bioavailable. And this has a lot of delightful things in it. But because the minerals are minerals, they don't taste great. So most of us have a hard time drinking this. You're supposed to take 5 half droppers full, but I'm just gonna do 1 half dropper. I'm gonna make sure I get all of that in there, and it's going onto the ice. What's nice about that is that minerals will sort of freeze onto ice. So I'm just making sure every drop is out. Don't put 2 droppers, don't put the 5, it won't taste good. What we're doing here is creating a drink that you can drink multiple times throughout the day up until about 2 p.m. I'm going to use the YL Vitality Drops, if I can get that in focus, plus energy, and the Jade Lemon Berry flavor. This one I find is the best in this drink. This was her original recipe. So we're just going to do 1 squirt of that into the ice. So there's no water in this. Right now it's just the ice and it's grabbing onto these electrolytes and the guarana green tea extract. That gives you a little bit of energy for those of you guys who need it, which some people do. I'm also using tangerine to flavor it. So tangerine is, for system function purposes, we use Tangerine Vitality. It's the same exact oil as in this bottle. Since this doesn't technically have a system function, I can actually use, I'm going to mute some of you guys, I can actually use the Tangerine regular in a class like this because I'm just using it as flavoring. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's going to allow it to also be super yummy, which I always love. So now I've got all this stuff in there and I'm just going to add some filtered water to this. And I have a metal straw in here because I've got some oils in there, and that's the kind of color it ends up being. It's fantastic. Like, it's one of my favorite drinks outside of like the red drink even. I think I actually like it a little bit more right now. But it's because I've been having a hard time figuring out how to drink Mineral Essence, how to actually take it. So I know many of you are on the chat here. I'd love to see what you think if you've tried it before. It's fantastic. All right, let's dive in. I have a printable test for all of you. So if you are on this as a live test, meaning you're on the Zoom call live, not watching the recording, I'm sending you a link that's giving you the live full test. So what I mean by that is not the take the test online. This is a wellness mapping party test. So today I'm going to ask you 10 questions and give you the answers to each question. And you're going to kind of like bingo, is that right? Bingo. You're going to mark off which ones you'll get it once we get started, but I'm going to ask a question. And if your answer is yes to that question, you're going to then mark off on your party test page what things I tell you you need for that. Okay. And you're just going to mark them off, go, down the line. And then you're going to be able to see, like in graph form, what you need, what's the most important supplement for you. Okay, so let's get started. I'm excited about this. I hope you are as well. So question number 1, are you overly stressed or get anxious often? And usually that would be like daily, like, are you constantly dealing with stress? If your answer is yes, on your party test with a pen, or if you're on your phone and you did a screen grab under the edit, you can take the little pen in there and you're going to mark off. And I'm listing these out, not in alphabetical order. So I'm going to go slow so that you can just kind of find them. But this is based on the test itself. So and I'm going to give you a little caveat here. If out of all of these questions, one is really like, you're like, oh, she nailed it. I deal with stress and anxiety like all day long. That is huge for me. If that's you, the very first supplement I mention, give 2 dots to. Just double it up, because I want you to know that that first supplement, so for anxiety and stress, Kid Sense Unwind would be your best one. So you would take on the party test. And if you'll notice here, it's kind of in the middle there, but the party test only has 31 of the, 60 supplements Young Living carries. These are the most popular ones, and these are the ones that coincide with the answers to this test. Okay, so you're going to see like, well, where is Master Formula? That wouldn't be a supplement for any of the answers on this test. So that's why. So just so that you're aware. Okay, so if anxiety and stress is one of the most important things for you, you're going to give 2 of Kid Sense Unwind, or just 1 if it's just, yeah, for sure, I need help with anxiety and stress. Another supplement to consider would be CBD by Nature's Ultra. So you can check that off. Super B, check that off only if anxiety and stress is you. Super Vitamin D, Omega Gize 3. Let me know if I'm going too fast. Essential Zymes 4. Kid Sense Mighty Pro, and Golden Turmeric. So I'm going to read them again. Some of you are like, again, Kid Sense Unwind, CBD by Nature's Ultra, Super B, Super Vitamin D, Omega Gize 3, Essential Zymes 4, Kid Sense Mighty Pro, so just look for it in alphabetical order, and Golden Turmeric. Now, remember, if anxiety and stress were important to you, maybe it's the most important to you, you could even, because those supplements are listed in order of importance, you could even give 2 dots to Kid Sense Unwind, CBD, and Super Vitamin D. So again, that's up to you though, meaning you got to kind of figure out, this is a personal test for you only. Everyone's going to have a little bit different there. If you're taking notes and want to talk about a couple oils you might try, Stress Away, Lavender, Peace and Calming, Valor, Frankincense, those would be like my top 5 for this one. For hormonal stress and anxiety, I would go with Endoflex on your inner ankles. And then when you take the actual wellness mapping trial test on mywellmap.com, you're going to see a lot of recipes and different lifestyle considerations and other things in there. So for sure, take the trial test because you're going to get a full complete, but this is our party test. Okay, question number 2. This is about depression and emotions. So where it's anxiety and stress was the first one. The second one is depressions and emotions. So the question is, do you get sad often Do you have depression? Or do you have a heightened emotional cycles every day? So think about that. Are you having emotional turmoil every day? Again, if this is an important to you question, then you can double up on the top 3 or just the top 1. That's up to you. But the first one would be super vitamin D. You would mark that one off. Then KidSense Mighty Pro. So remember, if the first one you answered yes to and you put KidSense super vitamin D, now you'll have 2, right? So that's how you're building to see which one's most important. So super vitamin D, KidSense Mighty Pro, Omega Gize, CBD by Nature's Ultra, Ninja Red, Super B, Mineral Essence, YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy. And you guys can ask questions on the sidebar for those of you on the actual Zoom call right now, and help each other out, because I'm looking at the test and not looking at the actual you guys. So if there's questions, I won't see them right now. We will get to all the questions at the end. So I'm going to read those again. If you are sad often, have depression, or have heightened emotional cycles daily, you're going to consider super vitamin D. And again, if this is the most important one to you, you can double up on super vitamin D, meaning put two dots down on your test results. KidSense Mighty Pro. And you might ask, why not Life 9? We're going to talk about that later. So, and if you would much rather use Life 9, you're welcome to swap those out. But KidSense Mighty Pro, and I'll just give you a little quick why. For people who are dealing with emotional issues like anxiety, stress, depression, all of that stuff, it's very hard for them to remember to take Life 9 at night. Like in the evening is when like things, you just feel like whatever, I'm going to bed now, right? There's just all this kind of, your brain is not focused on remembering to take something random couple hours after dinner, before, like a couple hours before bed, a couple hours after dinner. Like it's really kind of, you'll forget, and your gut health is super important. So for someone dealing with emotional issues, it is very important that you get them on KidSense Mighty Pro as opposed to Life 9. That is a big reason why that is in here and not Life 9 for these 2 questions. Okay, so just so you are aware. If you are just now joining us, you're going to probably have to watch the replay because we already kind of got started, but look in the chat because I've put the link for the test for you to be able to mark up. Okay, the next one would be Omega Gize 3, CBD by Nature's Ultra, Ninja Red, I'll read this list again, Super B, Mineral Essence, and the YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy. So if you'll notice, Mineral Essence, YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy is in this protocol. So that would mean there's another thing at the bottom there that says Mineral Magic. You can click that one too, because that's, that's the drink I'm drinking right now. Again, depression and emotions. If you get sad or have depression or have heightened emotional cycles daily, you're going to check off on the list there. Super vitamin D is the most important one. KidSense Mighty Pro, Omega Gize 3, CBD by Nature's Ultra, Ninja Red, Super B, Mineral Essence, and YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy. So that's the second question. Couple oils here I would highly recommend for people dealing with heightened emotions or depression. Stress Away, Lavender, Citrus Fresh. Those would be my top 3 that I would go for. There's a lot more in the actual test, on even the trial test. So plus a bunch of lifestyle considerations. We're going to go over some of those a little bit later. Okay, question number 3. Let me just double check. Is everybody doing okay? Okay, I can see some of you on there. So got a lot of you guys on here. So I want to make sure we're going to keep moving. I see you guys are doing good. Okay, so the question number 3 is, do you need more energy during the day? So if your answer is yes to, I absolutely need energy during the day, I'm really sluggish during the day and feel like I need a pick-me-up, that would be Again, if this is the most important question to you, if this is like, oh yes, I don't have depression and anxiety, again, you're looking for whatever, you're going to answer yes to anyone that is a yes. But if there's the most important question, you can give double dots to some of these. So the most important one for that would be basically Ninja Red and Super B. So I would make sure that you're on those. So I would give 2 dots to those if you wanted to give yourself some extra, just in case this is important to you. If not, and you just need extra support during the day, give 1 dot to Ninja Red, 1 dot to Super B. YL Vitality Drops would be another one you would check off. Ninja Nitro and Ninja Zing are things that you can possibly take depending. I wouldn't necessarily do those daily, but you can mark those off on your list here. Sleek Tea is another one that I think is not actually on this list, but I added it later just because that's something to consider. So you can maybe write that in the notes. And then Super Vitamin D. So those are a few, and they're in order of importance. So that's where I would for sure tag off the top 3: Ninja Red, Super B, YL Vitality Drops plus Energy. And then a couple oils that you might consider using would be Panaway. On the back of your neck is a really good kind of wake me up. A lot of us think of Panaway as rubbing it on an area that isn't happy, doesn't feel good. But putting it on the back of your neck with a little carrier oil can be very helpful because it's very energizing. It's like Clarity. So Clarity is another oil that you can use, another top 3, and NRG. Peppermint's up there too. We all love our peppermint, black pepper, nutmeg. Those are other oils you can consider using. And again, in the trial test, even online, you're going to get some recipes and stuff in there. Okay. So again, if you need energy, it's Ninja Red, Super B, YL Vitality Drops plus Energy, and then Ninja Nitro, Ninja Zing, Super Vitamin D. And if you just want to put a side note, one of my favorites is Sleek Tea. I'll make the red drink with Sleek Tea as the base. It's really yummy. I call it my skinny red drink. Sleek Tea is good for helping with weight loss too, but it does actually help with energy levels. Okay, question number 4, wrinkle reduction. Are you looking for natural facial skin smoothing regimen, right? Do you want something natural for your face, but that helps smooth your wrinkles and lessen your wrinkles? Again, if this is like the most important thing to you, then you're absolutely going to want to double up on Illuminize. That's a big one. That is something super helpful for a lot of things, but most importantly for your skin. So that's a big one. And another amazingly huge big one is Sulfurzyme. So you can put down, you've noticed here Sulfurzyme doesn't say capsules or powder, either one. They just are different methods of delivery. I get that all of you who teach on the powder talk about the fact that there's prebiotics in there. There's really not enough prebiotics to make that worth the kind of drama everybody has made it. There's plenty of prebiotics and other things, like Ninja Red has a good amount of prebiotics in it. So just so you're aware. So either one, the only benefit is the Sulfurzyme powder you can make into the red drink. So something to consider, because another thing on here would be Ninja Red. So those would be 3 that are super important. Super C chewables, specifically taken at night before you go to bed. So Super C chewables, I'm recommending the red drink on this one too, so you can mark that off on your list there. Olive Essentials would be another one to consider. It's not on this list, but it's because it's kind of random and you would only have 1 dot on there. But just as a side note, Olive Essentials is amazing. And Agiles. Agiles would be something I would put up there as well, as far as, because it has the collagen in it, really helpful glucosamine supporting of your joints and your immune health, but also your skin. So those are some good ones to consider. So mark all of that off. Again, if for wrinkles, it would be probably Illuminize, Sulfurzyme, Ninja Red, Super C. So again, Illuminize, Sulfurzyme, Ninja Red, Super C chewables, Agiles. Those would be good ones to mark down. And then the red drink, you can mark down as well, which is at the bottom of that list. Oils, some of my favorite face oils would be lavender, frankincense, copaiba, sacred sandalwood. That's not on the test here, but I'm just giving you some extra things. And Royal Hawaiian sandalwood, they're kind of interchangeable. They're very similar. And in the trial test on mywellmap.com, you can actually go ahead and see all of these different recipes and stuff in here, and lifestyle considerations, other products to use and stuff as well. Okay, I think we're on question 5. These questions aren't numbered. So next question, gut health. Do you need to improve your gut health and microbiome? Some of you are like, I don't know what the microbiome is. What is that? Just think gut health. Your gut really helps a lot of things. You might have heard this before. Some of you maybe haven't, but like your immune system is directly related to your gut health. A lot of, autoimmune, autism, a lot of that is directly related to gut health. So if you know you really need gut health and your answer is yes, you're going to mark down. So remember, you weren't marking down everything. It was only questions you're having a yes answer to, right? So hopefully you guys paid attention. Some of you joined late. I can't help the late people. That's on you. I still love you, but you might need to take this again just so that you can kind of go through it again and see. But remember, you're only answering yes to you're only putting these down if you answered yes to them. If it's not a yes, don't mark these down. So if you need help with gut health, Life 9 would be the way to go. You could also tag Mighty Pro, KidSense Mighty Pro, because you would then determine which one you think you're going to take. So Life 9 is the most important. Ningxia Red, super important one for gut health. Sulfurzyme powder, again, it does have those prebiotics in it, so it is helpful. But you'll be fine with the Ningxia Red and Life 9 if you just wanted to take those two. Other things for gut health would be Detoxzyme as a digestive enzyme. That one is really excellent. And I don't know if Detoxzyme is on this list, but just know that digestive enzymes are things that, we need to consider. And this specific test doesn't have digestive enzymes on it because that's a separate test. So you could do a party test and do two or do two different classes. But if you're wondering for just understanding gut health, you absolutely would probably want to take two digestive enzymes. And I would recommend if you're trying to build gut health, take Detoxzyme and take Essentialzymes 4. But no, the digestive enzyme is a secondary test, so that's not really on here. It is on the trial test though online. Okay, so ICP Daily would be another one to consider. KidSense Mighty Pro. I put Life 9, but oftentimes when we're working on our gut health, you would want to take both. So that would mean Life 9 at night before bed and KidSense Mighty Pro in the morning, when you wake up and have breakfast. And then Super B, really good for digestion and all the good things, vital energy. So that would again go Life 9 and Mighty Pro, KidSense Mighty Pro, Ningxia Red, Sulfurzyme powder, ICP Daily, Super B. So those would be some of the ones for gut health. There are some secondary supplements on the test, but we don't have enough time to cover that. So if you go to mywellmap.com, take the trial test, you get all of the extra stuff on this test. So moving into essential oils, everyone loves Digest Vitality. So there's other oils you can use that are listed on this test, but I would say start there. If you're Digest Vitality is helpful to your gut. Some people have taught that essential oils and gut microbiome are like counter interactive. That's not true. It's only if you're taking a ton of essential oils that are high, like invader killers, like oregano, things that just go in and just attack. But even then, because they're essential oils, they're working in concert with your microbiome. They're not, it's more of a holistic approach. So just know that. Okay, so we good on that one, gut health. Number 6, let me know if I'm off on my numbers, but hair health. So do you want to grow healthier hair? If that's you, and this is like the most important question, remember, if it's a most important question, you can double up on some of the top ones that I'm talking about. But generally speaking, if you would like to improve your hair health, then you're going to put a mark next to Illuminize. That's the most important one for hair health, and then Sulfurzyme. So that's those top 2 would be for hair health. But then also Super B and Super C chewables. And the Super C chewables you would take at night. Super B you'd take in the morning. But just know that Super C chewables, we had mentioned that in the skin health one as well at night, because that is when your regeneration process starts happening. And so it's best to take it at night before bed. You can take Super C whenever, but the chewables specifically are excellent at night. Just have them by your bedside table, pop a couple before you go to bed. Super Cal Plus, also because it's that calcium marine algae mineral complex, really good for your hair. Super Vitamin D, Agiles, Ningxia Red, which would then indicate the red drink, because we talked about Ningxia Red and Sulfurzyme, so you can mark down the red drink. Mineral Essence, a lot of times we are minerally depleted, so you have a hard time with your hair. And then also Amino wise, that's something for those amino acids, which are really important for your cellular health. So those are a few that I would recommend. It would be Illuminize, Sulfurzyme. If you really need hair health, you can double up on those. Super B, Super C Chewables at night, Super Cal Plus, Super Vitamin D, Agiles, Ninja Red, Mineral Essence, Amino Wise, and then Mark the Red Drink. Hopefully you guys got all of those. I believe we're on question 7. Is that right? Okay, immune health. There's 10 total, so it doesn't matter what number we're on, but immune health. Do you seem to get illnesses often, right? Like, is it cyclical for you? Is it every 3 months? Do you get sinus infections and sore throats and just random things? Or do you really want to focus on your immune system and make sure it is optimal health? That's another potential reason this might be an important question for you, which right now I think a lot of people that's on their mind. So if immune system health is important to you, you can double up on some of these, and I will tell you which ones to double up on your answer sheet. When I say double up, I don't mean double up on the supplements themselves. I mean double up on your answer sheet. Okay, so Ninja Red is our quercetin supplement. A lot of people don't realize that, and quercetin is a big fad word right now. Everyone's like, quercetin. Well, you can take a isolated supplement. Isolated nutrient supplements are not as bioavailable. It's like, I'm going to extract vitamin C from an apple, but guess what? God made the apple with over 10,000 phytonutrients, not just vitamin C, other vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that work synergistically together to make that vitamin C in the apple more bioavailable, again, in the heirloom apple, not the highly processed apples that we have today. But that vitamin C is more bioavailable because your body is designed to know what to do with all of those together synergistically. Whereas us humans decided that we thought we were smarter, and we extracted certain vitamins and minerals as isolated vitamins and nutrients. So quercetin supplement on its own is an isolated phytonutrient, whereas in Ninja Red, it is from wolfberry puree, goji berry, right? So wolfberry puree, it doesn't have as many milligrams per serving, but it's way more bioavailable. And I've tried the quercetin supplements, and I've tried to see if it was, helped at all. The Ninja Red does far better. So just know that it's our quercetin supplement. A lot of people are like, oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay, so, and it's better for you. So, and it also covers a bunch of things. So skin health, digestive, vision, immune system, huge, huge antioxidants. So that would be something. If immune health is important for you, just put 2 dots on there, so that, maybe even 3, if you're like, yeah, I definitely need immune health. Golden turmeric would be another one, or you can do Agiles. So one thing with everything that's going on that doctors will recommend after you get this kind of virus that's kind of going around is to take a baby aspirin. Turmeric does that for you. So if you are on a daily turmeric supplement, it's the same as doing a baby aspirin. So I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you to do one thing over the other, or tell you to do something different than what your doctor is telling you. But you can go to your doctor and say, if I'm taking a high quality bioavailable turmeric, can I do that instead of my baby aspirin? And you just get permission, see what they say. But that is something to understand what doubling up means. So certain reasons for doctors to say, hey, don't go on coenzyme Q10 or turmeric or certain other supplements if you're on a blood thinning regimen, even a baby aspirin regimen. The reason they're telling you that is because they do the same thing. So you're basically doubling up, which could cause you to faint or fall. That is the reason, okay? They're not counteracting each other. They're doubling up each other. So now you might be woozy. So just know that that's a really good way to help your body not get blood clots. Okay. And again, that's a little bit overstepping what I can really share with you on this stuff. But if you're looking at turmeric, or if you're looking at why we would want our blood to be a little thinner, especially after being sick for a couple of weeks laying in bed, when you start moving around again, it's kind of that whole airline thing. When you're in a flight for hours, you need to get up and move around, because the potential for blood clots is high. So just remember that, get moving, but also you can go ahead and use turmeric or Agiles. So Really good potential there. So you can mark those off. Those would be super important. And Inner Defense, one of my favorite supplements, but I don't take it daily. Some of you have been told take it daily. I think Inner Defense works better in your system if you take it when you need it and do it as a bomb. So that means take 2, maybe 3. But it's like at night before bed, I'm just going to do that. So remember I told you about my Life 9? I might take 9 or 10 of those. You would never take those together. Those 2 have to be taken apart. But I can do one or the other. So one night I might take, 3 Inner Defense, and then next night I might then do, 5 to 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, Life 9. And again, that is just on a here and there basis. That allows my body to ebb and flow naturally as opposed to getting used to something over time. So Inner Defense is awesome, but not taken every day. And then ImmuPro, another one you could mark down, you can take that daily, and that is your zinc. We need good amounts of zinc. ImmuPro is excellent for that, but it also has that melatonin in it, which is non-habit forming, and it is going to help you get a little bit better sleep. So that is for sleep. That's to help you sleep at night. Don't take ImmuPro during the day. Another one would be Super C Chewables. Again, I do recommend at night. And you're going to notice here, there's Super C on there, and you can take Super C tablets as well and do a C flush, which is super fun to do. And it is high amounts of vitamin C. It's isolated buffered vitamin C though. So that means, remember the apple, it's extrapolated, it's isolated nutrient C. Whereas Super C Chewables is vastly different, very different than Super C chewables compared to Super C tablets. So please know that. And I get a lot of people thinking you can interchange the 2. They aren't interchangeable. They're very different. I go with Super C chewable over Super C tablets all the time, unless I'm doing a flush. And that you can learn about in the book, the supplements desk reference, and on the test there. So Super C tablets you can mark down as well if you wanted to. Super Vitamin D, really excellent. You're hearing that around as well. If you're on a different D supplement, I would encourage you to look up what it is. It's most likely lanolin. That's sheep wool, and it's gross. Most vitamin C supplement or vitamin D supplements, D3 from the market, is just the sheep wool extracted from sheep wool, like they're oily, greasy skin extracts. And that is something that is going to be fine. But I think that the super vitamin D is more bioavailable, and I've done tests on it on my own. They're anecdotal, but they're on my own blood work, to note that even taking 2 super vitamin D, which is vegan from lichen, better bioavailable source, allows my D levels to stay up better. So let's keep moving. Okay, so super vitamin D would be, I would recommend that. And it's not expensive, compared to other vitamin Ds on the market. I feel like ours is very well priced and it's better for you. KidSense Mighty Pro would be the other one I would say for immune health. Again, if you want to do Life 9, you can decide which one you want to check off or check them both off. And then the red drink would be another one, and multigreens. Multigreens is important for immune health. So if immune health is the most important one for you, then you're going to double up on some of these. So that would be like Ningxia Red, Golden Turmeric, Inner Defense, ImmuPro, Super C Chewables, Super Vitamin D, KidSense Mighty Pro, the red drink, Life 9, multigreens. Okay, so hopefully you're all following along with me and are answering these well. The next question is on joints. Oh, and actually also, just because I'm covering a few essential oils for that one of the best essential oils is Thieves Vitality for sure. Oregano, I saw on a website, because by the way, a little announcement here, I have an updated brand comparison chart on the essential oils that went to print yesterday, and we added Revive to it. I know you guys have been bugging and begging me to add Revive to that stupid test, and it's not stupid, it's quite phenomenal. But that was an interesting thing to me, to be on their site pretty heavily and to be trying to contact them and get a hold of them and get no response, like they're awful customer service. But anyhow, it was an interesting experience, because I noticed that on their Thieves blend, they mentioned that it's their version of On Guard, which that's now 3 times removed, right? Because On Guard is a copycat of Thieves. Everything derives from Thieves. Anything that you see that is a copycat of On Guard, it really means it's a copycat of Thieves. And they cannot hold a candle to our Thieves. I've had doTERRA people switch over because our Thieves works far better than theirs. I'm not saying that it's like something to consider, and you do what you want to do. I know so many of you are with different companies and stuff, but I will tell you right now, I am not without my Thieves. That stuff works really well. And like, I'm talking night and day difference from any other brand. It's because they're fractionally distilled. So we're not going to talk about fractional distillation here, but if you want to look that up, I encourage you to do so. Just type in on Facebook, fractional distillation, Jen O'Sullivan, and it will come up. If you want to look up online, I believe that it's on there as well. So you can just look that up, add my name, and they're all over the place. So those questions, excuse me, those things are very helpful to understand what fractional distillation is. So the big one. And Young Living doesn't carry any fractionally distilled oils. All the other companies do. And I'm actually not joking about that. That's a big one. doTERRA just recently started to stop doing fractional distillation because I've been screaming about it for the past 6 years. They don't like me very much. But hey, we're making the industry better because they're stopping with that, which is a good thing. But that their on guard is still fractionally distilled, which it doesn't work. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. So that's a little soapbox. I'll step off that soapbox. Okay, next question is joint and mobility health. Do you have stiff or painful or achy joints, like chronically? If that's you, this is the most important question to you, then you can double up on these. But if it's just yes, that's me. Like for me, that would be a yes without doubling up. It's good. I'm not like, that's not the most important question to me. Really, you should double up on just a couple questions that are the most important to you. But these answers, I would definitely, for me, mark down Agiles. That is the top one. Golden turmeric, you can do both of those if you want to, or just one. I find that for mobility health specifically, Agiles is better. For immune system support, golden turmeric would be better. But again, I like Agiles because it hits all of it. So that's me. I take golden turmeric, but not all the time. Agiles, I have to take every day. So Agiles, BLM is another one. Some people like to take all of those, and Sulfurzyme. So those are kind of like our 4 main supplements for joint and mobility health: Agiles, golden turmeric, BLM, which means bones, ligaments, and muscles, and Sulfurzyme. Other ones would be to consider to help manage some of the stiffness and uncomfortableness that you feel would be CBD by Nature's Ultra. That's a good one. And then you can get into just remembering to take your Ningxia Red daily. That does have that high antioxidant capacity there that helps with the inflammation and whatnot. So Ningxia Red would be the one to mark off. And because we talked about Sulfurzyme and Ningxia Red, you can mark off the red drink. Multigreens is another one for joint health and mobility. Really a good one that people just don't really think about for joint health and mobility. And then super vitamin D. So again, it would be Agiles, golden turmeric, BLM, Sulfurzyme, CBD, Ningxia Red, multigreens, super vitamin D, and you can mark off the red drink at the bottom. Okay, so Panaway, one of my all-time favorite oils. Again, every other company on the planet has tried to copy Panaway without success. Their customers might think it's successful because they haven't compared it. Once I get any customer from a different company to compare something they've been using, like Thieves, they use it all, they're using the off-brand of Thieves, and then they try our Thieves, it's like night and day difference. Panaway is another one that is like such a huge difference from all the other brands out there, again, because of the fractional distillation. There's other oils like Cool Azul, Deep Relief. Those are excellent ones, and some other oils down there, but you can get that at mywellmap.com by taking the actual trial test for all of these questions. Okay, sleep support. Do you need help with sleep? If this is you, you're going to want to mark down ImmuPro, KidSense Unwind. Again, for those of you who are on here, they're like, why does she keep talking about KidSense line for adults? Because it works really well. KidSense Unwind for evening time for adults is excellent. CBD by Nature's Ultra, really good as well. Mineral essence. Many of us are depleted in minerals. You wouldn't want to take the mineral magic drink at night because it has the YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy and too much water. What you would want to potentially do is take some mineral essence and rub it on the bottom of your feet and put some socks on. Or if you take a nightly bath, you can rub some mineral essence on your chest while you're sitting there in the bath. Common use of that supplement. Or just take a capsule of it at night. You don't have to take the full five capsules. Some people will take the mineral essence drops, put them into 5 veggie caps and kind of take them throughout the day as opposed to all at once. That's how I recommend doing it. And then Super Cal Plus, again, because of the lack of magnesium and potassium and things in your body that usually help your sleep cycles. Another option though is Sleep Essence. It's not on your list because we don't ever want to double up, and Sleep Essence isn't in stock. But if you are taking this test with me right now from a country that has only Sleep Essence and not ImmunePro, you can do Sleep Essence. Don't do both. They both have melatonin. Another really fun trick that is in the online test that you can see on even the trial test is putting a drop of lavender in your belly button. And there's instructions on how to do that. But every night before bed, I put a drop of lavender in my belly button and I take my ImmunePro. It's like perfect. So again, those answers to mark down if sleep is important to you is ImmunePro, KidSense Unwind, CBD by Nature's Ultra, Mineral Essence, Super Cal Plus, and then lavender in your belly button. Okay, last but not least is the question about weight reduction. Do you want to reduce your overall body size or weight? Notice how I've called it weight reduction and not weight loss. We want to kind of change our mental, our verbal language here, but weight reduction. I want to reduce my weight. I don't want to lose my weight because then that implies that I'm going to find it again. We don't want to find it again. So when you get into these, the sleek products would be good. So you would just mark off all of the sleek products on here. There's 2 listed, Sleek Citrus Slim and Sleek Shake, really excellent for you. You can also get into that Sleek Tea if you wanted to try that as well. We talked about that a little bit. Super B is important. Super Vitamin D is important. Super Cal Plus, Mineral Essence. So those are kind of some top ones. And then moving down, you can get into ICP Daily. Ninger Red, really helpful. Your Gut Health, Life 9, or the KidSense Mighty Pro. Multigreens, YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy. So that means you could mark off, since Mineral Essence and YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy, try the Mineral Magic Drink. Those are some really good supplements that people who are trying to lose weight need, because oftentimes you're lowering your nutrient content. So we need to kind of make sure you're getting proper elimination. Sometimes you get constipated when you go on a weight reduction regimen. And then in the trial test, it gives you essential oils that are good to help with weight loss or weight reduction. But in the full test, it's going to tell you what those essential oils do, which is really helpful. So Peppermint Vitality is listed there, but why? Well, in the full test, you will get those answers of Peppermint Vitality really helps with sugar craving blockings, stuff like that. So this kind of goes through the whole thing. Even gives you a BMI link so you can check your BMI, gives you some lifestyle considerations and some other things. So that's the test. So Sleek Shake on weight reduction, Citrus Slim, Super B, Super Vitamin D, Super Cal Plus, Mineral Essence, ICP Daily. I know I'm probably moving too fast. Ninger Red, Life 9 or KidSense Mighty Pro, Multigreens, and that YL Vitality Drops Plus Energy. So you can also check off Mineral Magic. Okay, so now that we've taken the test and all of those are on there, you can see on your chart which ones have the most. And so what I would do is circle like the top 3, but also remember, as you were taking the test, you might have, oh, she said something about that, and I kind of want to make sure I do that. Or how do I, consider starting with just a couple, and then maybe in next month or the following month, you add one more. So this is a really good test to take often. You can definitely go on. The trial test is free. So when you go to mywellmap.com, all you need to do is put your email address and you have access to the test, and you can take it and see what you need now. It's really interesting to be able to kind of go back and see that and get all those juicy detail answers in each protocol. But that's where I want you to also consider. Remember when I said, if this is the most important one to you, that's where on the test, when you take it, even just the trial test, you're going to be able to see really like the protocols themselves. You can go into weight reduction or go into the anxiety and stress one, and see, what are the main ones there? What are the lifestyle considerations? Like, I might need to remember to do something every single day for me that has no one else in it, that I need some white space on my calendar, that I need to journal daily, or I need to go for a walk daily. There's things on there that are going to help you understand what things you need to add or take away. Sometimes you're having some issues because you're doing something bad. You know what I mean? Like it's bad, but you don't really. So it's sort of the whole coffee issue, or the whole, I'm taking too many pharmaceuticals and I'm taking these natural supplements and I don't know when to take what. So that would be when you get into the full test. So the full test is going to help you determine where to take things and how to take them. So for instance, if you scored high on, say, Ninja Red, Super Vitamin B, Kitsen's Mighty Pro, some different things, Super Vitamin D, Super Cal Plus, and you're wondering, when do I take these? Do I take them all at once? I recommend splitting certain vitamins, right? Certain vitamins and minerals through your day. So that means Super B, Super Vitamin D. These are, when you think multivitamins, they're all kind of together. So that means that your body can assimilate a multivitamin well. So you can put things together like Illuminize, Super Cal Plus, Super C, Super B, Super D, like those letter vitamins. Illuminize is like our vitamin A supplement. You can even do Cardiogize, which is our vitamin K2 supplement. So you're going to see on the full test, when you get your results and your ability to make a custom schedule, and also a schedule that's pre-made for you based on your test results. And also it's going to give you a schedule based on what you're currently taking. So if you can type in all the things, you literally click the boxes on all the things you're currently taking, and it will populate when are you supposed to be taking all this stuff? Literally, you can print it out, laminate it, stick it on your fridge, and use a dry erase, pen on there. So you can check them off as you're going, each day. But that's just for you super organized people. But just know that those are split. I recommend splitting them. I recommend taking like one Super B, one Super D, Super Vitamin D, one, say, Cardiogize, one Super Cal Plus. You would split those into a one, because you're supposed to have two per day, and then have another packet of them. Maybe we bring it to work, or for lunchtime, you take it at lunch. So splitting those is better. You don't have to. If you're like, I will never remember to do that, take them all in the morning. That's not a problem. Your letter vitamins. When you get into things that are different, like specific things like probiotics or digestive things, digestive enzymes, those are things you take in between, or right before a meal or after a meal. So that's where the supplements, this wellness mapping test, the full one, will really help you dial it down more. Plus there's a gajillion questions on there, and it can be a little overwhelming. That's why I say really just say yes to the ones you know for sure you need help with. So if you have high cholesterol, you would click the button on that one. If you actually have an autoimmune disorder, click the button on that one. It's part of it is there's so many more detailed questions in the full test. This one is just giving you kind of a basic sampling of how things work here. So a quick note though, remember coffee in the morning. Some of you are drinking coffee. I actually have a protocol for you in the full test that helps you get off of coffee. I know some of you think that it's super healthy for you, and it's not. The benefits of it far underweigh the detriment of it. Okay, the detriment to coffee on your endocrine system is massive. So every person in this world that I've ever challenged to do a coffee elimination detox, they absolutely come up to me and hug me when they meet me and say, thank you for getting me off coffee. It's the best thing I could have ever done. All the time. I'm hearing this all the time. And I'm not talking just a few anecdotal. Thousands of people at this point have done this, and it's incredible for them. So I have yet to, I think I've been screaming about coffee for 5 years now. I have yet to find a single person come to me and say, Jen, you're absolutely wrong. Coffee helps me far more than the only thing I could think of would be some truck driver coming to me saying, I'm not dead because of coffee. Well, good. That's a benefit, because it's keeping him up on but I'm like, but you can do like other things like Ninja Zinc, Ninja Nitro. They're far more beneficial for you that will also keep you awake. So The coffee detox is in the full test. So you can go to mywellmap.com and just go to the buy now button, and it's very inexpensive for what you get. It's a massive amount of content. This content will also be in the 3rd edition of the supplements desk reference, which will come out at the end of this month, which we're super excited about. So at this point, that's it for our actual class. I encourage you, if you love this and love the information, if you want more training, I have what's called an Ask Jen program, which gives you my cell phone number and gives you wellness mapping training and gets you all the details of all the things. Also allows you to get a couple tokens, meaning a couple uses of the wellness mapping for yourself or a family member, and the ability to walk through that with me in the group. And that will be, that's available on vitalityedu.com. So if you go to vitalityedu.com and look up what the class is, the least kind of entry level thing, if you wanted to actually get involved in our Monday night calls, that's just our Jen O'Sullivan training and education, and that's a super fun thing, which I see a lot of you people on here right now are from that. Then the second thing would be getting into Team Vitality, which is online, and it's also the Monday night calls, but you've got a lot more with that. The whole enchilada would be the Ask Jen program. So that would be the thing where if you wanted the VLC, which is the Vitality Lifestyle Coaching Program, you wanted Team Vitality, you wanted the Monday night calls, you wanted the wellness mapping training, the Ask Jen, my cell phone number, so you've got me in your back pocket to ask questions to. Really fun. So, and you also get like first dibs. They were asking me yesterday, some of my group, we do these little smaller group sessions, and they were like, are we getting the first, they get first access and they get autographed copies. So that means that when the 3rd edition comes out, they get a day jump on buying it, and those get autographed. So it's kind of a little extra benefit too. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye to everyone on the replay. And then those of you who joined this, I'm going to give you extra minutes to ask any additional questions. But I hope this was fun for you, and we'll see you hopefully on the next one. You can go to vitalityedu.com/wellmapparty. Is that right? Wellmap Party. And that's going to give you when this class is, the next time, to be able to do this live and then be able to hang out with me afterwards and ask some questions. All right, we will see you later.